Storming onto the battlefield with my axe held high above my head, adrenaline surging through my body as I stampede towards a rush of blue-clad soldiers. The battle is carnage. My friends swing wildly around me as they fend off bots and human enemies alike while I stand frozen in terror, trying to figure out how to block the countless attacks from all around me as I flail around like a crying child in the pool, not knowing how to swim. My head leaves my body, and with it, I am thrown back to the start, respawned only to die countless more times. I loved my time with Chivalry 2, getting stabbed, diced, sliced, smashed, burnt, shot with arrows until I resembled a human pincushion, and yes, I was blown up. Even in a medieval set game, I somehow found a way to get blown to smithereens. And that was just from my friends. Good times. You may remember my first attempt of the game on PlatBro's livestream, and I did not shower myself in glory. Oh no. But as bad as I was to begin with, I did somehow manage to platinum the game with little fuss. I'm not saying I went and got good, but I am saying I learned enough to 100% this bad boy and slap the shiny plat into my trophy cabinet. So if you think you'll suck at this game but want to plat it anyway, here's 5 tips and tricks that got me through. So let's go. This is arguably the biggest suggestion on this list today. As you know, I was busy doing the tutorial when PlatBro sent me a game invite. Knowing I would suck either way and thinking that the controls couldn't be that hard to master, I said screw it and jumped in like Sasha Grey jumps into gangbangs. What a hero she is. Anyway, you know what? Actually, give me a minute.
We'll find out shortly. We've an FA Cup winners only policy in the studio.
Sorry about that. I was polishing some bronze. Anyway, now I did this because PlatBro has the patience of Homelander wanting to breastfeed, and it was my biggest mistake in the game. The controls are not overly complex, but knowing them will make your start to the game much easier and set you up far better for the platinum itself. So, lesson I learned on my first piece of advice to you, don't ever listen to PlatBro. No, wait, that's not it. Do the tutorial. That's the advice. Do the tutorial. Then go watch PlatBro's epic video on this game because my god, that video is insanely awesome. The trophy list may appear a huge grind to begin with, but Chivalry 2 only actually takes 40 hours to platinum. If you check out the living legend that is Dead Man's Guide on PSNP, you'll see he also gives the game a 5 out of 10 difficulty, and I completely agree with him. So make sure to use Dead Man's awesome guide as you take this plat on. But by using the trophy list to your advantage, I mean that you should approach the game with the first plan to earn 100 kills with each class. Like all multiplayer games, each class has different strengths, weaknesses, and weapons. With the combat being so intense and mildly difficult to master, I suggest experimenting with each class and earning your 100 kills with each to figure out which is most suitable for you. Personally, I leant towards the Vanguard and avoided the Archer, as archery in this game is, well, it's not overly useful most of the time. You can also use the team wins for winning 10 battles on each side, Agatha or Mason. This should give you time to figure out which maps you prefer to be invader and invaded, and making the end grind much easier. Firstly, pick your desired battle through the servers menu, as choosing to jump straight in will give you a random map, and the chance of it being one of the 4 trophy related maps is very slim, especially as the devs continue to keep adding content. When in these battles against other human players, you'll have the option to switch teams at any time, so long as the teams aren't ridiculously uneven. So when losing a map you need to win for the trophies, simply switch teams at the last minute and grab yourself victory from the clutches of defeat. Yes, this may sound like a dirty tactic, but it doesn't actually affect anyone else as long as you do it at the battle's death, so put your indignation down and betray your team for the trophies. There's not actually much you need to boost. Now this one may sound counterintuitive to an online PvP game, but you don't actually need to boost much of the platinum at all. The game is great fun, and much more so with a group of friends, but the map wins certainly don't need boosting, and many of the trophies will actually come naturally whether you're playing in practice mode or in glorious battle with other humans. The only trophy that truly requires boosting is to kill an enemy from further than 100 meters. Now of course this can be gained honestly, but I've not actually heard of anyone doing it legit. The best method for this trophy is to get a couple of buddies, take them to the Hippodrome and ask them to stand at the far end, jumping up and down like Muppets while you fire arrow after arrow after arrow into the sky, hoping that one of them will kill one of them. Of course, several of the trophies are much easier in a boosting session, but even the most obscure trophy for killing 13 enemies with bread, yes, bread, can be earned legitimately. I say this because once you've mastered the combat, you'll find the AI bots are more of a nuisance in your way than a real threat. Bread is available in several maps, and although it doesn't do huge amount of damage, you can use it as a boxing glove and just dole out some punishment. But don't be put off if you don't have a dedicated team to earn this platinum. You will likely find that 99% of it is actually very simple to do alone. Just make sure you have at least 1 or 2 friends with the game to help with that infernal arrow trophy. Now this one is truly a platinum saviour, brought to us by the ultimate Chad, Feiger. As we all teamed up to take on Civ 2, it quickly became apparent that there are platinum breaking glitches that cause kills and wins to stop counting. For many of us, this caused great distress. Thanks to Feiger, we all got through it and popped that plat. The most common bug is that kill 10 enemies bronzer that for some reason glitched out for several of our team, but the bugs don't stop here and can affect numerous other accumulation-based trophies, such as the Baker's Dozen Silvo for murdering 13 enemies with a trusty loaf of bread, a glitch Deadman himself fell victim to. There are issues with the map wins too, with some of our team not earning the 5 wins at Lionspire and the 5 wins at Coxwell. As you know from his own awesome video, PlatBro even had these problems himself. So how do you fix it if you're unlucky enough to run into one of these issues? Well, thanks to Feiger, I'll tell you. Firstly, every time you load up the game, I highly recommend you go to settings and switch crossplay to off and then back to on again. This sounds stupid, but I assure you it will hugely help you avoid any bugs. If the trophy you have an issue with, for me it was the Count Goldie for perfectly countering 200 attacks, then the best advice is to continue with the rest of the trophy list until you've ticked off every trophy you are able to unlock, and then, and only then, delete your save file and start fresh. This will reset your accumulated progress and allow you to start afresh on the trophy or trophies that have bugged out on you. You may have to repeat this several times, but in our entire group using this method, the Chagga method, all our trophies did eventually pop. Feiger, a true hero to us all. For any further assistance, I suggest following the link to Deadman's guide and following that, but any issues, just drop me a message or a comment and I'll be happy to help you out. I want to give a huge thanks to Deadman for bringing the game to us and to PlatBro for putting us all together. Utter chads. And the biggest thank you to our friend and saviour, Feiger, who I expect has something very, very spicy in store for you all. Thanks for watching. I'm Zach, she's Crew, this is ZXL. Be good to each other.